So me and my uncle were talking the other day, and he had mentioned about serving, how important it was to serve for him. He's talking about this in the context of serving at a church, right? And I think that's so amazing. You have this concept of selflessness and selfishness. And I think that in this world where there's so many givers and takers, and you got the takers that don't know when to stop taking and the givers that don't know when to stop giving, in this, fuck or be fucked world that we live in, dog eat dog world, it's so good to hear somebody so close to me talking about the importance of serving. And it's crazy because for me, how do I pay my bills? How do I actually have, some in the bank? Is because of me physically serving people. Whether it was back in the day when I was a teenager and I was serving up, if you called me because you needed a certain thing and I was able to serve that up, and now as somebody that's in my 20s, becoming a bartender and a server, I'm literally physically serving people. But when you think about what is serving, what is service, right? It is filling a gap. It is problem solving. You have a problem, somebody comes to you with a problem or multiple problems, and you solve those multiple problems, right? And the better that you are at solving those problems, and the better that you are relating and connecting to the person, then the market will reward you. They will reward you, okay? So, speaking of serving, yeah, I physically can serve a drink. I physically can serve food. But then it goes into the next level. What else did they come here for? They came because they, work was really stressful, and, maybe home life is super stressful too. They want to escape a little bit. They want to be entertained. They want to enjoy. They're hungry. They're thirsty. Boom, there are a number of problems right there, a plethora of problems that the better that I am at solving as many of those problems as possible, I will be rewarded monetarily. And just the way that the world works and the way that energy moves, even if it's not monetarily, blessings are gonna come my way regardless. So that's just how I operate. And somebody asked me, what do you do, if somebody doesn't tip you? Well, bro, you charge it to the game. You charge it to the game. This is all part of the game. Like, you never know somebody's situation. And so I can't, change my character, and I can't be affected by the fact that somebody could or couldn't do something. I'm going to keep doing it regardless. I got more people to take care of. I got more guests and clients to take care of. And so I will be rewarded in the long term. Because remember, just this present moment turns into the past like that. Super fast. So on the topic of serving, this is all like the marketplace in general. This is all business. All business is solving somebody's problem, serving somebody up. So the quicker that I know what somebody's problem is, the quicker that I understand the marketplace, the better that I will be at serving them. You understand? So somebody, shout out to Ricardo, he left a comment on my page, and he said, what are the top 10 things that young men should do when it comes to inspiration and leadership? He said that he would love to hear Tony motherfucking Blanco's take on that. And when somebody comes out to you with like literally, here, this is what I need you to serve, boom, bro, that right there is amazing. I saw that and I got inspired myself. I was like, yo, dude, I gotta serve this up. So I got that message about 2 hours ago, and here I was at the beach when I got it, and I like basically ran home and got everything ready as fast as I can so that I could serve my client up. You get what I'm saying? Because the better that I could serve my audience, my people, then the more that we're gonna grow. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna have an impact on the world. I'm gonna influence the world. Super, super important to me. So anyway, I'm not sure how qualified I am to speak on what young men should do. I'm like at this weird age, I'm 29, so it's like I'm not really a young man anymore, but also like I understand what the young men was looking at in terms of like shiny objects and what they think is cool. Like I was super into Andrew Tate a couple years ago, and the gym and the Lambos and the cool stuff, what the money brings. I'm super into rap and hip hop, the glamorous lifestyle, this and that. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and try to like, be the moral police and try to say what these young men should be doing. You're going to learn on your own time. And what is important to you now isn't going to be important to you in a couple of years. It's going to shift. Things are going to change. Your priorities are going to change. So I would like to leave this as general as I possibly could. This is not just for young men. This is for anybody and everybody that will resonate with this message. So these are the top 10 things when it comes to inspiration and leadership. And I'm not even so sure how much it ties in directly to those topics, because I wrote down the list. As soon as I hit 10, I stopped and I said, boom, here's the video, bro. So whether or not it really is connected directly to leadership, it's definitely inspiration. And it's definitely going to be, philosophical, psychological, and what's important to me, what I believe, should be told to people. So, number 1, believe in yourself, because if you don't, nobody will. It almost has to be like a certain level of delusion. You have to believe in yourself. And the crazy thing is that the more you believe in yourself, the more other people see how you fucking carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you speak. And they're like, yo, there's something about this dude. He's got that it factor. He believes in himself so much. I can't help but to believe in him too. You see what comes with that? You gotta believe in yourself. Because if you don't, nobody is gonna come up to you and be like, hey man, yo, you gotta believe in yourself. And if they do, it just doesn't fit right with the psycho-cybernetics. Like, it's not gonna, you're gonna reject it or negate it because it's not what you believe about yourself. But I'm telling you right now, that's the number 1 thing. You gotta believe in yourself. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't even be making this video. This video would not exist if I did not believe in myself. Number 2, use what you have. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. Use them. We are all very different. We are all super individualistic, right? How many people can say that they were born in 1996, they were born in Brooklyn, they grew up in the Poconos, they have an Argentine mom from Buenos Aires, they have an Italian-American father from Brooklyn. They moved to Miami when they were, 22. They grew up in a house with their Colombian cousins. So they know cumbia and this and that. Like, bro, there's so many things that make me such a fucking individual. And if you start listing out the things that make you you, I guarantee you, there are some things that you have similar with other people. But nobody has all of your attributes. That is what makes you you. You are a completely unique individual with your own strengths and weaknesses, and you have to use them. If you are not good at math, you hire somebody to do whatever the fuck it is that you need to do math-wise, because you need to focus on your strengths. That was a super specific example, but that's what I'm saying. If you are not good at cooking, you got to partner up with somebody who is really good at cooking, or you pay for the food to be made, because you should focus on your strengths. Your strengths are what's going to push you further. It's like in this modern education system, they want to teach you have to get a certain grade on everything in a well-rounded aspect. And, I could see like the purpose to that, but I don't think that if you fail at like science because you're not good at science, but you're exceptional at English and exceptional at, physical education, whatever the case may be, that because your grade was so bad in science that you should be held back. Or that you shouldn't be able to keep working on your strengths. And you get what I'm talking about. That's not even like how this system is set up. They already know that, You might have to retake your 7th grade science class in 8th grade, but everything else advanced anyway, so you're good. But anyway, the whole point is that to focus on your strengths and fucking utilize the shit out of them, bro. Because nobody is you. Nobody has the strengths that you have. And so that goes back to the whole like serving thing. You will have a problem. All of us have problems. And somebody will fill in that gap that you have. They will solve your problem. and you will solve somebody else's problem. See, that's a beautiful thing about the market. That's a beautiful thing about business, serving people, capitalism, this and that. Like all of us functioning as a society, somebody has a problem. All of us have problems, and all of us have the ability to solve different problems. That's your value. Number 3, take a step back and realize what the world is, how it functions. You gotta understand the rules of the game to win at the game. You can't just play Uno or play Monopoly and expect to win if you don't understand the fucking rules. That's why when you're playing a new game, you're like, yo, so what are the rules? And, let's play a practice round. Let's understand, let me see somebody win so that I know the steps that it takes to win. So take a deep breath, take a step back, and look at it from a third-party perspective to see how things operate so that you can start like a very kung fu-ish method, like Tai Chi, utilizing the forces of the world to yield to whatever you need it to do. Number 4, understand the importance of responding versus reacting. And nothing is bad enough to change the entire course of your fucking life by you overreacting. People are gonna get under your skin, bro. Road rage is gonna happen. Your girl is gonna do something to you. Your partner, they're gonna cheat on you. Something is gonna happen in your life that is going to make you absolutely flip your fucking shit. But you need to take a step back once again and understand the importance of not reacting. Because there are so many people that their entire life was changed in a very, very negative way. They are in the system. They will forever have to go to court for the next fucking 7, 8, 9 years. They are locked up for the next 25 to life because they overreacted for something that they had blind fury, they had rage. And you don't need to do that. You understand? I grew up in such tense fucking situations, bro. So many situations happened that could have ended way, way different. Loss of life, whether it's actually physical loss of life or, loss of a way of life. Think about, somebody getting so upset and unaliving somebody else, and now you have 2 losses because that person is physically gone, and then you have that other person that committed that is now in jail forever. So, how many people are affected? You gotta just take a deep breath and understand that it is not that deep. Whatever it is, yeah, it's deep, but it's not that deep, bro. Take a deep breath. Because soon this present moment will be the past. This too shall pass. You understand? This too shall pass. All of it becomes the past. Just relax. Number 5. Holy shit. Okay, that's crazy. This moment will soon be the past. Enjoy it. So yeah, I was talking about it from a more enjoy the moment type thing at that point, but it's just so amazing because it connected right into number 4. This moment will soon be the past. Period. This is already 13 minutes in. Whatever I was doing 13 minutes ago is the past. This month is already going cold. You know what I mean? It was hot at one point in time. There was a present that existed that the mate was hot and fresh. Maybe 4 takes ago. When I did the very first take of this video, the mate was exceptionally fresh. It was delicious. It was amazing. Now it's a little, it's not so hot. The flavor's kind of washed out at this point, whatever. The moment will soon be the past. So that's what I'm talking about. Don't change your life dramatically because of an emotion that you had in the moment. Just take a deep breath, enjoy. Pushing forward on that too is that when you think about nostalgia and you think about a certain smell that you smelled, a certain taste that you tasted, any one of your senses that go off, your senses are super, super important, right? And your senses are how you create your perception of reality. Well, I want you to understand that that you can utilize your senses right now to take in as many details as possible of your present moment, because very soon it will become your past and you're going to be nostalgic about this moment in a year from now. And that happens more so through novel experiences, something that's new, and your senses being utilized. So if you had a brand new taste, a brand new touch, a brand new feeling, a brand new scent, a brand new sight, novel experiences, they create more powerful nostalgia. Repetitiveness and things happening more of the same, there's like gaps that will be in your memory, because you're not going to remember 5 months of doing the same shit every day. You'll only remember like 1 or 2 of those days. Everything else was just the same shit, which is why it's so important to me, like those novel experiences, just like experiencing new every day, creating new. I can't get enough of it. That's something I absolutely love. Number 6, the decisions you make today impact your tomorrow. So when I had my abs at the tightest and the nicest, it was because of stuff that I had done 2 months prior to that. Like my abs look like the way that they do right now this second because of stuff that I did 2 months ago. When I was like wilding out Christmas time, eating all those cookies, all those pastries, all that food, all those carbs. That's why my abs aren't as nice as they were in freaking October, bro. And right now we're in February. So the decisions you make today impact your tomorrow. I need you to understand that, okay? Number 7, find what works for you and double down. Triple down on that motherfucker, man. It goes back to understanding what you have, what your strengths and your weaknesses are. Find what works for you. For me, I know that serving and bartending works for me, and I could build on my personal brand, and I could build on the things that I love. I could build on my music. I could build on my inspirational videos, my motivational events, all these things. I could build on that, doing more of what already works. When I try to switch it up to do something that may or may not work, I'm not scared to try new things, but I'm also not scared to fail, and I'm not scared to say like, okay, that was a failure. Let me just pull out right now and cut my losses. You gotta understand when to cut your fucking losses. Because if you just keep losing due to ego, that's not serving anybody, and that's definitely not serving you. So at a certain point, you gotta be like, yo, how is this working like long term for me? Is this a life change that I want to make? Is this something that really serves me? Find what works for you. I am not a morning person. Every single time I try to do that morning life, it fucking sucks. I created Tony motherfucking Blanco. Anytime that I have to be Anthony, it fucking sucks. So find what works for you and keep doing it more and more and more. Number 8, consume what inspires you. Create what inspires you. So, I like to be entertained, bro. I like to watch funny shit. I like to, I'm just like you. I'm a normal person. But I understand too that if I'm consuming just trash, like if I'm eating trash, my body will look like trash. If I'm consuming trash music, my thoughts will be trash. If I'm consuming trash fucking entertainment and trash, videos and media, that's where my mind is at, bro. So if all I'm watching is, how do you say, we're talking about mindset here. So if you're around people with a poor mindset, right, then you will have no choice but to resonate and put out that mindset as well, because we are radio transmitters. So you have to be careful with what you're consuming. You are the 6th of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You are the 6th of whatever 5 things that you consume the most of. That is what you identify as. That's what you put out there. That's the vibe and the frequency that you're riding on and putting out. If you consume something that inspires you, you will also create what inspires you. And for me, it's super important that as much as I like to consume, I love to create. I love to create. So let that drive you. You know what I mean? I'm super into art. You know, I love art. I love media. I love music. I love making videos. What you consume is you, and you know, also to create. The line is very simple: consume what inspires you, create what inspires you. I created these today. Like I said, right before I made this video, I made this list all off the top of the dome, freestyle that shit, and now here I am doing the same thing, freestyling that shit for y'all. Number 9, mind-altering substances has their purpose. Don't abuse it. This is coming from like, bro, I'm not as bad as many people who like lost their fucking lives and everything, but I understand, bro. Understand. I had my moments. I had my super close calls, bro. Mind-altering substances have their purpose. I was microdosing shrooms, and that helped me to stop drinking because I was like drinking OD. I was drinking a lot. But with that being said, you know, it's like, although they serve their purpose, for me too, let's say like smoking pot, right? I used to love it, or at least I used to think that I loved it, because you form like a dependency on whatever it is that you're consuming. And, you know, it had its purpose, and it does have its purpose. But if I know that if I smoked before this video, I would not be able to make this video, then you got to understand it has its purpose, but don't abuse it. Because if I felt the desire and the urge that I want to right now, and then I try to make the video, nah, the rest of the day is fucked. The video's fucked. Anything that I wanted to create, it better be from a different perspective, because I'm not going to be able to perform the best that I could, you know, face to face. I'm not going to be able to think at that capacity, at that rate. So, yeah, man, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they don't serve a purpose. I think that, you know, like raw dogging life, just being completely sober, it doesn't even exist. You have, you know, this has caffeine in it. It's changing my mind, right? Drinking, kratom, kava, smoking, different pills, whatever. Like, how many people are prescribed ADHD medication, or they're prescribed Valiums, or they're prescribed whatever it is? All of these change how you think. There's so many mind-altering substances. Fucking sugar, dude. You like candy, you like sugar, it literally changes your mind. It alters your mind. So yeah, it serves its purpose. Every one of those things serve a purpose, but don't abuse any of them. Mix and match and this and that, and understand what the strong points are, what the weaknesses are, when you should use them, what purpose they serve. Don't just be hitting, you know, different mind-altering substances just because you feel like you want to. You're giving into your urges. Understand when, where, time, place. Understand? Last but not least, study psychology and philosophy. You know, psychology is like the practical, and it's understanding how the mind works, how the mind operates, what makes us tick, what makes us do this and that. And all of us are human beings, so all of us as human beings have this thing between our temples. It's a brain, and if you understand the psychology, then you'll get a lot further in life. That being said, the philosophy is like the meat on the bones, right? Because you flesh it out. Everybody has a different philosophy. Everybody has a different psyche. So those two things are super, super important. I'm not saying that one outweighs the other. Like psychology, yeah, that's a science. And then philosophy is an art. And they're part of that same thing, right? Like there are some things that will make people tick psychologically that, you know, like that's going to be across the board. And it's going to be in every case, every event type thing. But philosophy, understanding the philosophy, oof, that's something different. Now you understand more depth of the psychology. Understanding why people think the way that they do. You know, the philosophy of you just doing self-discovery, learning more about yourself. What philosophies resonate with you? You know, there are some philosophies that are all very like I said, back to the mind-altering substances thing, like you can't do any of those, you know? And then there are some that it's like, you know, hedonism is a little bit more accepted. There's certain degrees, different things. Confucianism is very rigid, very regimented. Taoism is more free. It's more do nothing, feel, flow. So yeah, so that's my top 10 that I think that everybody, not just young men, should do. And like I said, I'm not sure how much it ties into leadership, but I know when it comes to inspiration, it's super important. Maybe I'll make another video about actual like leadership principles when it comes to this. But these are my top 10 for inspiration. And like I said, it was in no specific order. And there was no like brainstorming 20 and then picking the top 10. I wrote that list of 10 and that was it. You know, I hit record right away so I could get these fresh concepts off the mind. Let's run through it one more time. Believe in yourself. If you don't, nobody will. Use what you have. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. Use them. Take a step back and realize what the world is, how it functions. Understand the importance of responding versus reacting, and that nothing is bad enough to change the entire course of your life by overreacting. This moment will soon be the past. Enjoy it. The decisions you make today impact your tomorrow. Find what works for you and double down. Consume what inspires you. Create what inspires you. Mind-altering substances have their purpose, just don't abuse it. Number 10, study psychology and philosophy. With that, I hope that you enjoyed. Go ahead, follow for more. Comment any little thing that you want to hear my thoughts about, you want me to elaborate on. I'm more than happy to serve. That's exactly why I'm here. That's my whole purpose. So if you got a problem that I could help solve, I'm here for you. Much love to you. Peace.